Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise and honor glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakakodash.
Double honor to the apostle, Elder Gay Millstone, citation, honor, keepers, West City, people of Chariot. We just gonna get to this lesson. To the first scripture.
You just tell us to grab it.
Huh?
Tell us to grab it.
Okay. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. And basically, going to the chariots.
Speak up a little bit.
Going to the chariots, the chariots of the Most High, proving that they are real. This is Revelation.
I got one for you. This is Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahweh is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. Alright? So the Lord, the word chariots right there, it's chariot, let's see, riders, troop, horsemen, per horsemen. Alright? Then you skip down to this, the one I want where it says a vehicle. So the Lord got a vehicle, man. He's the rider in that vehicle. Right? He got chariots. Him and the angels, they ride in chariots. Alright? They got vehicles, man. And it's what the world calls, what they call so-called UFOs, man. Those are actual chariots of the Lord, man. They ain't no fucking aliens, man. It's the angels. Alright? And now I'm going to read this over. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000. Even thousands of angels, man. So ain't no fucking weird-ass green aliens, man. Hey, that's the Lord and the angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place.
Nah, you tell me when you need to get it.
I got it right here, so I'm just going to pick it up. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. And it's when it says he cometh with clouds, the clouds are talking about the chariots too.
I got you right here. This is Psalm 104:3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Alright, so the chariots, they walk on the wings, but they fly, man. Alright, they call them clouds because they're in the sky. Okay? And alright, just like you read in Psalms, what was it, Psalm 68? Alright, the Lord's chariots are his vehicle. He's not in a nimbus cloud, you know, flying around, man. Alright, this ain't Goku, man. He's in a chariot. Alright? And it describes it in Ezekiel. Alright, describes it in Revelations. Sometimes you look in the sky, you see what it looks like a star to be moving, and it'll be changing colors, man. Like a rainbow, like it says in Revelation. That bow means rainbow. Diverse colors, man. Alright? That's the Lord's chariots.
So I got a preset for the cloud part. This is Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and the angels beheld them. So kind of going back to what the brother said. It says he's not literally in the cloud. He's talking about the chariot.
God, and a good note today said that's how they got delivered. All right, so like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the same thing that came to punish our enemies, because Isaiah 66 said the Lord is coming in clouds to punish the world. It's the same thing also to glorify the elect. So those chariots are going to come bring destruction, but also bring salvation. We're going to get delivered via cloud, man. In fact, let me grab this real quick. It's Thessalonians. I had that one. Read that Revelation over Bible shot.
This is Revelations 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
All right, so they ascended up. What is that called? Just like being translated. Just like Enoch. All right. This is you can grab Sirach 48. Sirach 48 and 9, and grab Sirach. So you grab Sirach 48 and 9. Charlotte, you grab Sirach 44 and 16. I'm gonna grab Sirach 49 and 14. All right, this is 1 Thessalonians 4 and I'm gonna start at 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. And like I read, all right, now Revelation, he came in a cloud. And like other I read in Isaiah, man, the Lord is coming in a chariot, man. What they call UFOs, right? For the Lord himself shall descend, so come down from heaven, all right, with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. Like I said, it's told them to come up hither. And the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Then which we are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So this is the salvation we're hoping for, to get called up hither, man, to be beamed up into a chariot. Just like Elijah, all right, just like Enoch, man, who was an example. Shall I read the one you got?
Sirach 44 and verse 16. Enoch pleased the Lord and was translated being an example of repentance to all generations.
Right, to be an example unto repentance, man. And this is the time we in, man. We're in the time of repentance and remission of sins. So this is the salvation we hope for, to be transferred. Let me go into that word translated, man. To be transferred from this body to the next and get beamed up, man. All right, just as Elijah was. Elijah and Enoch. All right, this is Sirach 49:14. But upon the earth was no man created like Enoch, for he was taken from the earth. He was taken from earth, right? How's he taken? Let's get a precept to show what that means. You got the other one?
Sirach 48 and Sirach 48 and 9. Who has taken up in a whirlwind of fire and in a chariot of his fierce horses?
Now that's talking about Elijah, but the point is the taken up. So Enoch, it said it was translated, then it said it was taken up. What does that mean? Just like Elijah was taken up, man, delivered in a chariot. That's the hope that we have, man. That's the example that was left for those that repent and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. These are the words that we comfort one another with. Yes, we talk about all this great destruction, the famine, the race wars, all type of plagues, and ultimately those nukes. All right? But how are we planning on escaping those nukes or hoping to escape those nukes? What's the comforting words to that? This is it right here. The chariots coming to deliver the elect. Okay? This is Acts 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and the cloud received them out of their sight. This is talking about Yahushua. This is after he was murdered, then raised again. Okay, he came back and talked to the disciples right here. And after he finished, he said he was taken up in the cloud, right? And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. All right? So just as he left in the chariot, man, upward, he's going to come back in the chariot. That's why Thessalonians say he shall descend from heaven. Okay? The same way he left via cloud is the same way he's coming back. All right? No, I want y'all to get grab. I'll read.
This is Second King. Huh?
Go ahead.
2 Kings 6 and 16. And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes and that he may see. And the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. It says,
Where you at?
2 Kings 6 and 16.
Okay.
Come and the chariots proving that they are real because they was round about Elijah when what it says, and chariots of fire round about Elisha, and the chariots was round about him, and if you read down, it says and when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite.
I got two for you real quick while you're looking for that. This 2 Kings 2 and 12. And Elisha saw it and cried. Let's start up. This 2 Kings 2 and 11. And it came to pass they still went on and talked that behold there appeared a chariot of fire. You want the second chapter or the sixth chapter? You said six, right? Okay. And it came to pass they still went on and talked that behold there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. Meaning the riders, man, who controlled the chariots, man, the angels. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. But that fiery horses, all right, that Lil Walk was reading, all right, it's called what? The chariots of Israel. The same thing read in that Sirach that he said Elijah got beamed up into. Got taken up into, man. These are the chariots. Okay? He didn't get beamed up to an actual horse. All right? It's a chariot, man. You got something, Sholian?
This is Jeremiah 4 verse 13. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. So also going back to the Revelations, it said, going back to Revelations, the clouds and the chariots are the same.
Right, they represent vehicles. Because that's Jeremiah 4, right? Because that's talking about even the king, Nebuchadnezzar. It said that he was going to come in clouds like chariots, man. Just showing that clouds and chariots represents vehicles, man. All right? So the Lord himself got actual flying chariots that, like I said, he walk on the wind. His clouds, his chariots actually above. Nebuchadnezzar just came in with a lot of chariots that was going to cover the land, as clouds cover the sky. All right? But the Lord actually, which just let you know, like it's a parable. All right? That clouds represents vehicles, man. And the Lord is going to come and with his actual chariots and his actual vehicles. All right? This is Habakkuk 3. And 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thy anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? All right. Hey, so this is talking about the Lord fucking shit up, right? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon the horses, upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation? All right. So these chariots, he's talking about the Lord coming in his anger, but then he calls them the chariots of salvation. Because, hey, the Lord is going to do two things at once. He's going to deliver and he's going to punish at the same time. All right, you can get mad. You got anything else?
This is I had to start up. This is 2 Kings 6:15. And with the servant of man of Yahweh was risen early and gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? So proving the chariots, it says in verse 14, the chariots that was a fighter right about Elijah. Get Matthew's what?
24.
Come.
It started at verse try, you guys, let me get it. We bring it up. Verse 29, 28.
Come. This is Matthew.
27.
Come.
Yeah. Started 26. And then they come. Yep.
This is Matthew's 24 and 26. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chamber, believe it not.
Right, and so we got to stick true to this word because Esau got many tricks. All right, they going to try whatever. Hey, they going to try all type of shit to deceive us, man. To make us think the Messiah is here. They trying to build talking about building the third temple right now. They got a lot of bullshit they planning, man. Don't forget they got that Project Blue Beam shit either. All right, and we're gonna know when it's the Lord. Ain't nobody gonna tell you to look up or none of that. You gonna fucking know. Go ahead.
Come. It says, For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even to the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Chariots everywhere. All right, and lightning can strike on this side of the house, and you can be looking straight, and you see the damn light flash to this side. All right, when lightning strike, you see it because it brightens up, right? Go ahead. The Lord, this side of the Lord's it's going to be chariots everywhere, and it's coming in its brightness, man. You're gonna fucking know it. Go ahead.
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
And that's everywhere. James 1:1 was scattered everywhere. Go ahead.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Those nukes gonna come down and rattle the earth. Go ahead.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and with great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end to heaven to the other. Right,
from one end of heaven to the other, man. So those chariots are going to come deliver the elect, all right, like we read plainly right here, and also going to destroy the wicked, man, like we start off in Isaiah 66. Like we read in Habakkuk. Was thou displeased the Lord? Was thou displeased with the rivers? Then why did you ride upon chariots of salvation? All right? So the Lord is going to come jack shit up in these chariots and save the elect in these chariots, man. All right? That's what the chariots of Israel is for, is to fight for us, to defend us, man. In fact, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that, Isaiah. That was it, man. You got something? Go ahead.
I ain't got nothing.
All right. Grab Isaiah. What are we going to do with this? Damn. That just fit. 31. We'll start at verse 4. Start at 4.
Isaiah 31 and verse 4. For thus saith, this is Isaiah 31 and verse 4. For thus have Yahweh spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid. of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them.
Right, so you gotta visualize it, man. And it's a bunch of sheep, and then a lion come up, or a young lion come up, and they ready to eat. They roaring, they ready, they making they call out and everything. They getting ready to eat these lambs. And say the shepherd come, and they start yelling at the lion. The lion ain't gonna run because a man came out there yelling at it. That lion mind is still set on eating them sheep. Yo, the lion's gonna turn into the damn shepherd. Okay? That's how the Lord is coming. Ain't nothing's gonna stop it. Go ahead.
Nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hills thereof.
And then you could say come down. Hey, just for the record, yeah, you know, there's a spirit that says it's coming down. All these scriptures, if you really think about it, from Thessalonians to Revelation to this, especially Thessalonians, where it said we should ever be in the heavens, proves that the Lord chariots do go up in outer space, man. Just for the record, because these shy Israelites tried and refined, all right, tried and failed, really. Talking about the chariots can't leave outer space. They go into the ocean. They go splash. This madness, man. We just had to throw it out there, man. He's coming down from the heavens. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 31 verse 5. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem, defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it.
There you go. And that's the balance of it. So he's coming to defend us, to fight for us, man, to fuck up our enemies. And it also said what? He's coming to deliver us, man, and to preserve us. All right? So that's the chariots. That's what the chariots going to come do, man. That's what Yahweh is going to come do with the host of his angels, man. All right? In chariots, what you call UFOs, all right? They're identified. They're not unidentified, man. These are the chariots of the Lord, man. And really, they just call the chariots of Israel. It's for us. All right? Anything else?
Did you bring out Psalm 104? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come.
You can read the beams of cloud?
Come.
Yeah. Close it. Y'all got anything else in there?
Come. So with that, we give all praise and honor glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'chakodash.
double honors to the apostles of your millstone. Citation out of worship, keeping charity. Shalom.